vulnerable and honest, but you can be vulnerable and honest and not emotional. I can express that, hey, my father died and I'm pretty upset about that. I can do that.
And you're gonna look just like that.
No, I mean, you can't control your emotions at all time. You can cry, you can be upset.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna go freaking call out of work for 3 weeks. I'm not gonna go and become someone negative to be around. I'm not gonna have a sassy attitude. I'm not gonna let the house get dirty. I'm not gonna stop cutting the grass. I'm still gonna do what I need to do as a man.
Yeah.
So, basically, things that you can control.
Yeah.
Things that you can control, you're going to continue to do that. But things that's out of your control, you can't.
You never reached your limit, bro.
Yes.
Maybe he hasn't.
Yes.
Maybe he hasn't.
So let's dive into this. When I say men don't be emotional, I don't mean don't be vulnerable. Those are two different things. Emotional is a negative trait. That is not a positive trait.
So you feel like women being emotional is a negative trait?
At times, yes. I do think they make decisions based on their emotions. Emotions fluctuate.
Okay, but we're not talking about decision making. I'm just saying in general, being emotional is a negative trait is what I'm asking.
Okay, let me rephrase that. You're right.
Probably when it influences decisions.
Yeah, when it influences
decisions.
Okay.
It's
So
probably
everyone is emotional, first and foremost.
Yeah.
But it's when you allow it to dictate how you move in life is when it becomes an issue. So I'm not saying men don't cry in front of your ladies, albeit I don't.
Do not.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
But my thought process behind telling men don't be emotional is don't make emotions. Don't allow your decisions to be influenced by everything around you. If someone bumps into you at the store, it doesn't mean you need to fight. If someone calls you the B word, doesn't mean you need to fight. If your girl cheats on you, it doesn't mean you start fighting with her. Like, make constructive, beneficial decisions.
At what point do you stop letting people disrespect you?
You walk away. Why are they in your circle if they disrespect you?
At what point do you stop letting people disrespect you?
What do you mean by stop?
Somebody bumps you in the store.
It doesn't matter. You just so my thing is, okay, I've learned. So my stepmom, I love her to death.
At what point do you say
She
fuck
teaches people how to like respect her, right? Because some people, you don't know what they've been through, what they've learned in their household. So if someone bumps into her, she'd be like, "Oh, you bumped into me," and she lets them know, like, "Hey, you just did something that like disrespected me," or she'd be like, "Oh, excuse you," like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a way to let someone know in a nice way. Like, it's not disrespect just because you feel it's disrespect doesn't mean that they intentionally disrespected you.
Yeah, and
my first instinct gonna be, oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah, if
yeah,
but you have a great.
But that's also passive aggressive.
When do you stand up for yourself? Is what you're saying, right?
Especially if they bumped into you. And
you can stand up for yourself in a non-emotional way for sure. I can say, hey man, you just bumped into me. Well, fuck you. All right, you got it, bro. That's it.
So we just gonna say, well, fuck you then, okay.
As long as someone doesn't place your hands on you, you're good, bro. What do you need to do?
At what point
why
do
would
you
that
say?
bother you?
At what point do you be like, man, I'm not having a good day. This nigga just said, fuck me. I'm not going for that today.
Never.
It's just not.
I will never.
That shouldn't. Even as a woman,
y'all not even being real people. Y'all all fucking lying except for Omi. Omi's the only person that's not lying.
I have
because you was mad the other day about some bullshit over here.
About what?
I don't even know, but you were upset.
About what? Go ahead.
You were upset.
About what?
About what, dog?
You were upset about a lot of things.
About what?
Everybody gets upset about different stuff. And y'all not just gonna get through without saying.
No. But my thing is this. No, but did I have a conversation or did I put my hands on somebody? I had a conversation.
You
yes
didn't
or
do
no?
either, but it was.
I had a
my
conversation.
question was, at what point do you stop letting the motherfucker say fuck you? Because I just asked that. How many times you gonna keep letting the motherfucker say fuck you without you just saying, oh, it's okay, I'm gonna walk away?
No, I'm gonna walk away.
You're not gonna do that, so you guys are lying.
No, Dom.
Sorry,
maybe you.
No, you might not be lying. I know Omi's not lying because I know Omi, but she's lying.
I'm lying.
Straight up.
I'll tell you like this.
No. So now you want to point the finger at me lying? Bro,
you was ready to leave.
Do not do this with me right now. I promise you. I'm not the one.
He's got to relax, but you were ready to leave.
Okay, but was I ready to fight somebody and to like be all crazy? No, I wasn't. Right? Well, no. But listen, what did I do? I went to the bathroom. I prayed. Me and God had a conversation, and I sat back down. Yes or no? I did, and I recorded on the podcast. Like, bro, like I really did, and I told him
so
how
we
I
can't
felt.
sit here and say we just gonna let shit go that fast.
She did though.
No,
she did.
Right.
She walked away.
Sorry.
I walked. I did not put my hands on nobody.
And then even after that, you said you're not gonna do a podcast with him. After that, so.
No. I said I'm not doing a podcast with him until he acknowledges the fact of what he he did wrong.
So-
Because he was wrong.
So what is that decision
But
based
that-
on?
But you just
So what is that decision based on?
I'm pissed
Let's
off
dive-
now.
let's dive in.
I'll be honest with you.
Let's
What
dive
is that
into it.
decision based on then?
So if I had to answer that question, I think that is a logical response. She realizes she can't work with that person, and versus getting into it and being emotional and being sassy on a podcast with him. Or I'm saying I just can't work with that guy. It's I in my opinion, like if me and Omi had conflict, I'd send you a text.
Don't
message.
look at me and smile because I'm pissed off at
Yeah.
you right now. Like I promise you, I don't give a fuck about none of this. Don't look at me like that.
So,
Because now I feel like you're getting me out of body, and I don't like that. And you and I have had this conversation, and this is why I'm about to get pissed off again.
yeah, come
Because
on.
like, why would you do that?
That's good for views. That's what he said.
No, fuck that shit.
I didn't say that.
So look, but back to my.
But I'm also pointing at Brett though. There's no way that you just gonna be okay with somebody just saying fuck you.
So I'll give you an
after
example.
bump you in the store.
So I'll give you an example.
There's no way y'all can act like y'all can just keep letting people be okay with disrespecting you.
I mean, yeah, I do all the time. You see it.
Bro, you are tripping.
You've seen it before. Like you my thing is like this, bro. I'm not gonna.
How have I seen it before?
So like in basketball, like you've played basketball before. You think everybody's being nice to me?
I was ready to fight people for you.
You were.
And you were too.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So what do you mean?
But it's a difference when it's just like basketball. Then after it's
it's
over,
this
after
over.
it's
Like,
over, it's like
So everybody's
'cause
telling
then
me
you
they
look
don't
at
feel
it,
anger.
No. We feel anger, but we act logically, not emotionally.
Y'all niggas is cat.
It's like okay, it's like all right, but look, but,
Y'all
it's, but it's
niggas
like,
is capping,
but it's like,
bro.
but it's like, look at it like
I'm
this.
not gonna
so,
lie.
So it's like, look at it like this. Like I'm in a relationship, and we just had an intense basketball session. Boom, like I'm getting ready to fight. Blah 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 blah. I'm not finna let that affect me from going home to my girl and telling her I love you, good night. You
Yeah.
feel me?
I mean,
I'm not
you
finna
can
let
still
that
put
ruin my
hands on a
day.
nigga.
You can, but there's a cost.
You
and,
can't-
And
you can't-
sometimes that cost ain't worth it.
You can't. We can fight while we playing basketball, but guess what? At the end of the day, at the end of the session, I'm gonna still walk up to you and shake your hand, bro.
Yeah, my logic is I get your point. I mean, history does probably agree with you, but my thought process is just make as few decisions as possible with your emotions. That was just the only intent. Is if you're consistently making emotional decisions. So not saying men can't show emotion. I'm saying just don't let it dictate how you live your life. That's more so. So if someone bumps me in the store, let me make a logical decision. Like if it's fucking a goddamn murder in the middle of the ghetto, like I have to make a logical decision. I can't just crash out. I can't think with my emotions. I gotta say, okay, I probably won't win this battle and walk away. He can say fuck me 10 times.
It's like you got it.
You got it, bro.
Why? Because I got a family to go back home to.
Right.
He might not have a family to go back home to. I do.
Right. I'm gonna get home. I play Madden. And my dogs miss me.
You got dogs?
Yeah, I got two. Beautiful. I had 3, man. Shout out Coda. She passed away at age of 3. She had 10 puppies. 10 puppies. She died on my birthday.
What type of dog do you have, bro?
Italian Mastiff, Connie Corsos.
For real?
I had a kennel. Yep. I lost $40,000.
Are those as big as the big Corsos or those
Yeah.
the big Johns?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Color me confused. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. I've been in the game for a little over 6 years.
But you be selling puppies?
I did. And
I can't have no Corsos in my apartment.
yeah. No, you could. They're apartment dogs.
Nah,
But it
Not the size. It's the size. Like it's the weight.
bro, I'm telling you, bro, most beautiful dog in the world, man. It broke my heart. Dog died on my birthday.
Bro, I had a husky. I had a puppy husky, bro. I went out to a family gathering, came back. My baby was dead, bro.
Dead?
Dead.
What happened?
I blame my Frenchie, but I can't even really call it so. It was really a puppy.
Oh, and the Frenchie was grown.
Yeah. So I can't really call it.
Yeah. What we got? What's the next topic?
I don't know. One of y'all bring it up. You okay, sis?
Let me see what we got.
Sis.
She waiting for an apology.
I call you every day, sis. Please don't ignore me.
So let's
She waiting for that apology, Dom.
I apologize, sis.
You don't even know what you're apologizing for. I really have nothing to say to you. Like
No,
I'm dead ass. We really have nothing to talk about. It's fine.
I know what I'm apologizing for.
Hold on.
She has some topics too she wanted to bring up, but
What you got for us, Sean?
I have nothing.
You ain't got no topics?
Nope.
Let me see what we got here.
Oh, so what is one thing that someone like you told yourself you would never do, but you're doing it now?
Oh, that's a good one. You want to start with Omi?
I actually wrote this down on like on an envelope for you.
Oh, this is just for you?
No, it's like for everybody, but it was just like a random question. Like I was like, if I'm ever on a podcast again with Brett, I have like a bunch of questions.
Let me think. What's something that
Envelope.
Yeah, it's like in my purse.
That's deep.
That's all I have paper wise.
She had to get it down before she forgot.
Yeah, exactly.
that is a really good
Fuck
question.
the
What
notes
is
in the iPhone.
I can't pull my phone out at work.
you know what's crazy? So we joked on one of the episodes that I was on dating apps.
Mm-hmm.
When I was married, I was like, I will never ever be on a dating
Here
app.
you are.
And let me tell you something. I've paid for all of them.
You pay for them?
I for sure have.
Oh, because you want to know who's looking at
I've
you.
never
Yeah.
got the
You are
exclusive
so
version.
into yourself.
I've experienced
That's
Tinder.
a real nigga to admit that. Huh?
Yeah, I've paid for Tinder. I've paid for Bumble. I've paid for Hinge, and I think I paid for BLK. If anyone's out there like asking, the best app to pay for if you really want to meet women,
Be
Bumble.
okay.
Hinge.
Bumble.
Hinge for
Hinge
sure.
for sure.
It's not. It's
Hinge for sure.
That sounds
it's
cringy.
it's night and
So
day.
on Black or a BLK, I was on there for maybe like 24 hours, and then Hinge, I was on there for 6 hours. Because within 6 hours, I met my match, and I got the fuck up
sorry.
out of
My
there.
God.
And I talked to that man for almost a year.
Dude, Dom, I'm talking about the most beautiful women, the most because it has their job, it has their intentions, it has where they're from, it has like 5 categories that they're interested in pictures and stuff like that. So you get to know them on the basis of like the surface, and then from there, like if you match with them, you can have a conversation. But I genuinely was like, man, I'm above these dating apps. And in fact,
Nobody's above it.
no.
Nobody's above it?
So
Nobody's
now,
above
Because
it.
everybody's on them, right?
for sure, I come across every woman in Stockton for sure. I be swiping. I'm like, she look good.
When I see a bitch on a dating app, I think she's selling her coochie.
I
bro.
put my zip code in a different zip code and then extend it from there.
100 miles.
I'm not seeing nobody from Stockton on my shit.
Man, if you
Ain't
see me
no
on Hinge
way.
and you local, man, I'll take you out. Swipe on me.
I saw my sister's baby daddy on there, bro.
See, that sucks. That's why I'm like. That's why.
Yeah,
No,
like, so,
Dom.
like
If you-
that's why I can't do it.
Dom, I'll show you some of the women that I've met on these dating apps. You
No.
would be surprised. I'm talking about some of the most beautiful.
No, yeah,
Women-
for sure. There's beautiful women on there, right?
I mean,
And they're-
beauty. I mean,